Hi everyone, it's me again, George, and we're back with another uncut or unedited video from me. And this week I'll be talking about my 2022 bucket list. So I've never really created a bucket list previously. I've made resolutions, I've probably made some goals, but this time around, this year, 2022, I wanted to come out with this bucket list, which has more specific things that I could do this year. So let me just jump into it. I wrote this down, okay? Normally these videos are unedited. It's still unedited, but today I'm going to have some of these prompts that I wrote down with, so I can tell you more clearly what I want to do this year. I divided it into 3 categories. The first is places, the second is food related, and the third is personal stuff or personal things that I have on my bucket list. So for 2022, again, I'm in Singapore. It's my 10th year here, and a lot of the things that I want to do is related to my 10th anniversary in Singapore. So here are some of the things that I want to do on my bucket list. The first is to revisit Joo Chiat. So Joo Chiat is the first neighborhood that I lived in Singapore. It was just for 7 days, my first 7 days back in 2012. It's a lovely neighborhood filled with like shop houses. It's a one-way street. It has shop houses. It has Vietnamese bistros, and it also has where the hostel that I stayed at when I first went to Singapore 10 years ago. And yeah, I think I want to revisit that street and show you how it's like there. Second, I want to go to Jurong Bird Park. I've never been to Jurong Bird Park all these years. I think they're gonna relocate. They're gonna merge with like the Singapore Zoo or something like that in the Mandai Wildlife Reserve, something like that. And I want to visit the Jurong Bird Park before it moves. I'm not sure if it's moving yet or if it's moving this year. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to see that really soon. 3, I want to ride the cable car ride from Mount Faber. I've never been on the cable cars yet in Singapore. I always save that for one of the last things I'd like to do in Singapore before if ever I have to leave the country. But yeah, that's on my list. I want to ride from Mount Faber specifically and take that to Sentosa, the cable car. Number 4, I want to go to the Sungei Buloh nature reserve that's up north. So I was at the Kranji marshes last year, but I haven't been to the Sungei Buloh nature reserve yet. I think they have alligators or crocodiles there or something, and it's really far. It's all the way like in the extreme northwest of Singapore. So yeah, that's one of the things that I want to do. Okay, hold on, my screen completely went off. Number 5, I want to visit Coney Island. That's nearby. That's super doable. Coney Island is jogging distance from here in Pasir Ris. Number 6, I want to revisit Pulau Ubin. We were there briefly one time last May in 2020 with my housemates. I want to go back there. I think it's a great it's a great escape from the hustle and bustle of Singapore. That's such a cliche. Number 7, I want to have a staycation at Sentosa, specifically the Shangri-La Rasa Sentosa. I think that's at the extreme end of the beach of Siloso or Pulau. No, at the Siloso beach, I think. And yeah, I want to have a staycation there. It's a bit pricey, so that would probably be around my birthday or something. I don't know. Number 8, I want to see the lighthouse at the other end of the island. Yes, there's something called the Raffles Lighthouse, but it's on the western side of Singapore. I live on the eastern side, so I want to visit this lighthouse and maybe include that as part of my goal, personal goal, fitness goal, to sort of cycle more, to bike around the island. Number 9, I want to visit Sembawang Park. Now that's probably, for many people, that's probably some ordinary park, but for me, my dad, why I'm in Singapore is that my dad used to be stationed here when he was in the US Navy, and the United States has a Navy facility in Sembawang, and I just want to see how that place looks like, because I don't know how it looks like. So it's Sembawang Park, and I'm not sure. I think it has a view of Malaysia, I think. Across the causeway. Number 10 for places, it's to have a picnic at Marina Barrage. That one's pretty simple. We could just get takeout Shake Shack at Gardens by the Bay and then walk over to Marina Barrage. For people who are visiting Singapore, I highly recommend going to Marina Barrage. It gives you a perfect view of Singapore, the skyline on the other side. So you're behind the Marina Bay Sands, and then your view is Gardens by the Bay, the actual Marina Barrage, like the Marina Bay area. Yeah, I used to dragon boat there, and you can see the skyline. So that's a beautiful place. So those are 10 things on my bucket list under places in that category. The next category is food. So under food, here are my 5 items on my bucket list. So first is to learn how to cook a Malay dish. I kind of missed this back when I was at MediaCorp. Oh, I mentioned my company. Okay, it's fine. Back when I used to work at other companies, when I would go to the coffee shop or the hawker center, I just love this dish. I'm sorry what the name of it is. It's this Malay dish at the Malay stall. It has like tofu and like string beans in this sambal sauce thing. Not that spicy. That's one of my favorites, and I would love to learn how to make that. So yeah, I'm gonna look up recipes, and that's one of my items on that bucket list. Next is to enjoy prata at Little India. I don't think I could make prata, so it would be great to go to Little India and enjoy prata. I haven't been back to Little India in years, and I had an episode on my YouTube channel where me and my partner PJ, we went to Little India to try some of the really delicious food over there. So I would love to enjoy prata in Little India. Number 3, I would like to try at least 3 new restaurants in Chinatown. I haven't been back, like Little India, I haven't been to Chinatown during this whole pandemic. It would be great to go there and to try 3 different restaurants, because when we go there, we normally go to like the same restaurant or the same, if I'm not mistaken, the food street is shut. So that would force us to, you know, try different restaurants other than Mr. Noodle Man or something like that. But yeah, I would love to try at least 3 new restaurants in Chinatown. Number 4 under food is to perfect at least 3 Filipino recipes, and I'm going to decide that right now. Like when I say perfect, like to actually cook Filipino food, it would be, I want to get adobo, sinigang, and what could the third one be? Pinoy spaghetti? I don't know. Oh my gosh, menudo. Yeah, those 3. Adobo, menudo, and sinigang. Those are basic Filipino fare, but I would love to finally nail that recipe without having to open Panlasang Pinoy just to learn how to cook that over and over again. I haven't been cooking in recent, the whole of last year I didn't really cook much since I moved here to Pasir Ris. Number 5 is more general. I said earlier I want to be specific, but this one is tied to everything. It's to avoid processed foods. We have a lot of deliveries, and it would be great for me to reduce the amount of McDonald's and Jollibee that I consume, to avoid processed foods. I think that's pretty general. That's a general bucket. I think that's general I can get on my bucket list. Oh, we're running out of time. It's like 7 minutes already. Here, I'm just gonna run through these last ones. So the third category are other things on my bucket list. One is to take the JLPT N5 by the end of the year. That's the Japanese language test. So that's a real bucket list goal right there, because I want to, yeah, I've been studying Japanese. I started studying Japanese last year, and I want to take the exams. N5 is the base of the exams. It's like N5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I think you really need to dedicate a lot of time to completing and to studying for that exam, the N5. So I want to schedule, I'm not sure how. I have to go online and figure out how I can schedule the exam, so I at least have an actual goal at the end of the year, towards the end of the year. Next is to publish 20 podcast episodes. So I have a podcast. I published 8 episodes last year, and I'd like to reach 20 episodes in 2022. So yeah, do listen to that if you haven't yet, and I'll leave a link in the description so you can follow my podcast. 3 is to volunteer at Action for AIDS Singapore. So I'll be returning to an induction ceremony or induction or retraining in February. So I'm going to be volunteering again for an organization that assists people living with HIV in Singapore. So that's one of the things that I've done in the past, so I want to go back to that. Number 4 is to write, direct, and act in my own short film this year. Yeah, I want to just have fun with that. So let's see what I do, and if I can share that on my YouTube channel. 5, it's to declutter at least half of my things here. Half of the things that I have here, it's to reduce it in half, 50%. So that's going to be massive. Hopefully I can achieve that within the first 3 months. Number 6 is to organize my file system and how I archive my photos and videos. So now that I have a new laptop, I'm going to be doing that in the next few weeks. Number 7 is to make no unnecessary purchases this year. So I already have a working table, desk, and all of that, and I'll be in the office again starting next week. Yeah, so not to buy anything unnecessary. Number 8 is to reduce food wastage. Yeah, I noticed that, you know, I tend to maybe there's a bit of like 10 to 20% of food wastage. Reduce that absolutely, get that to 0. I think it's really important because food wastage is a major problem in Singapore. I don't have the statistics right now, but I know it's a major problem, and I don't want to be part of that problem. Number 9 is to go for a health checkup. This is something I've been wanting to do since last year. Hopefully I can get it done within this month, this January. Go for a health checkup. You know, I think it's important for you as well. If you're watching this, you reach this part of the video, why don't you go for a health screening? So just to check up on if there are any problems with your health. And finally, number 10 is to continue my weekly Saturday Uncut videos, the one that I'm doing right now for you. This is episode 28, I think, 27, 28, and I'm really having a lot of fun with this. I'm practicing my ad-libbing, so I'm going to continue this throughout 2022, and with my new laptop and the new power I have because of this laptop, hopefully I could start putting more like texts popping up, emojis perhaps, or even background music to spice in this up. That's the end of this video. I went on, I think we're at 11 minutes already, but yeah, that's my bucket list for 2022. I'm gonna share this as well on my blog in more detail. All right, thank you so much everyone, and see you next week.